Hello guys, welcome back to Lighting and Rendering class. In this class, we will be learning about subsurface scattering. So we already discussed these things about this term earlier. Okay, and in that time, I have told you that we will be learning in the advanced session of this class. So when you go to rendering settings, okay, I have told you this. This is not useful right now. So when time comes, I will explain you, right? So this is the time where this is the time to learn subsurface scattering, SSS, subsurface scattering, right? So what is subsurface scattering? Okay, so I'll just explain you. Okay, I have some images. Okay, so when you go to docs.arnoldrender.com website, okay, in the subsurface, okay, under the subsurface, you can find this document, this article where you can find out what is this exactly. Okay, so SS is stands for subsurface scattering. Okay, so what is the subsurface scattering? Okay, so you know that we are dealing with lights, right? So what light has? Okay, light has rays. Okay, so you can see here. Okay, so there are two rays. Okay, two rays. Okay, one is subsurface scattering and another one is reflected rays. Okay, so just forget about subsurface scattering. That means just forget about this yellow color lines. Okay, so now what we have blue lines. So look into the blue lines, and this the bottom black one is a object, okay, or surface or model. Okay, so this is just a simple kind of physics, guys. Okay, so it is not only applicable in Maya, it is applicable in all around the world. Okay, in softwares, even in the real world, this is what working. Okay, so look into that blue lines. Okay, the light rays passes towards this direction and it hits in the surface and then it reflects, right? So here it just hits and it reflects. That's it. So far, whatever we worked in the previous classes, that means our light rays hits on the surface and it reflects and we used to get some output. That's it. Okay, so in this class, we are going to use subsurface scattering. Now, what is subsurface scattering? Look into the yellow rays. Okay, so light rays hits on the surface and it just penetrate inside the surface. Okay, light rays penetrate inside the surface. It just reflect inside. Okay, it is reflecting many times. You can see here inside the object. Okay, inside the object, it is reflecting multiple times, and then it reflects outside the object. It penetrates outside the object again. Okay, and what it does is, okay, when light rays goes inside the object, okay, it used to collect the detail of color inside the object, and it just takes the light color detail when it comes outside. Okay, so this is what subsurface scattering is. Subsurface, inside the surface, the scattering happens. Okay, so you can, I have some example. Okay, so you'll understand. So yeah, it's written here. Look at here, the wax. Okay, when you light the candle, okay, you can see through some lights around the candle. Remember, so you can see some glow around the candle. Okay, that is called subsurface scattering. Okay, so this is what subsurface scattering is. Okay, so now let me show you example with Maya. Okay, so we will come back to this page again. Okay, so now I have a character here. You can see here. Okay, a gross character. Okay, I think this character is familiar for you. Okay, it is from Lord of Rings, Hobbit. Okay, the villain from the Hobbit. Okay, I hope you remember this character. Okay, so this character. Okay, so now I'm going to create, I'm going to do some lighting setup, just a basic lighting setup. So I'm not going to concentrate more on lighting part. I'm just going to concentrate more on subscattering part. Okay, to make you understand very clearly. Okay, so the lighting things. Okay, previously we have learned 3-point lighting, right? Studio lighting with the car. Remember, the same lighting you can apply to the apply to this character, and just you can proceed with my same steps. Okay, so I'm not going to move more detail into the lighting part. Okay, so I have told you, if you need good lighting for this class, then you have to use studio lighting or 3-point lighting, which we learned in the earlier classes for the car. I hope you remember. Okay, studio lighting setup. Okay, so now go to create. Under the create, you can find camera, create a camera. Okay, I have created a camera here. And now go to panel. Under the panel perspective, choose camera 1, where I want to just make a camera view. Okay, so guys, with the character, I have just backdrop. Okay, with the backdrop is created using 2 curves, and I have used the loft. Okay, so I think you guys are familiar by this thing right now. Okay, so I hope you know how to create this backdrop, right? So in the modeling part, you have done so many times these kind of things, right? So I have a character and I have a backdrop. Okay, background with a gray color. Okay, so if you want, you can change the color, but it is not recommended for now. Okay, so now I'm just going to set a camera. Okay, select the camera, go to attribute. Okay, where I want to just change the focal length to 55. When you change the focal length to 55, your camera will be closer to the object. Okay, so other things I don't want to change it. Okay, so here, and before that, go to view, camera settings, and enable resolution gate. So I'm not going to change any resolution settings. I'm just going to work with the same settings, whatever we have right now. So yeah, so my shortcut key for zoom out the viewport is not working. That's why I'm using the zoom tool from camera tools. Okay, so I'm just setting the camera. Yeah, so this is my camera setup. You can see here, okay, where character's head is in the focus, right? So I'm just that means this portion is so important for this class, so we don't care about the body part. Okay, so here, this is the place where I want to focus for my camera frame. So once it is done, now once your camera is set, so now lock your camera so that you cannot move. I can zoom right. So I cannot move right now. You can see here. Yeah, this view is fine. Okay, so lock the camera. Okay, so you cannot pan or you cannot move your viewport or pan, zoom, anything. You can't. That means your view is locked right now. So now go to panel, perspective, and switch back to perspective view so that I can add lights. So here I want to just add some lights. So when you go to rendering, okay, you can't render, you know that, because we don't have light. It says Maya to Arnold plugin, it says no lights in the scene. So now I'm going to add lights. I'm going to add area light. Scale up the area light. So I'm just adding some 3-point kind of lighting. Okay, so better I want to just open my Arnold view so that I can see my view as well as I can do some lighting. Okay, so here nothing works because the intensity is too the exposure is 0. So I want to just add some 10. You can see um, light is visible right now. Now it is rendering perspective view. So I want to just change this to camera shape 1 so that my camera shape, this camera will be rendered in the scene. Okay, so here. So yeah. Yeah, so this light is fine. So if I need, I can just tweak it later. So now I want to just duplicate my area light, and I want to just move in the other side. You can see here. Yeah. So I want to just select this right side of the light. Okay, then and the second area light, and I want to just change the exposure to 6 or 7. I don't want so much. This is just a key light. Okay, this is a key light. Okay, and this is a fill light, and I will add a backlight. Okay, key light. Okay, the only one source of the light. The source light is um, always have more exposure than the fill light. Okay, the fill light. So yeah, so it's done. So now I have added a key light. Okay, this is my key light. This is my fill light, and I have to add uh, backlight. So gonna create another area light. Okay, and I'm gonna just scale up. You can see here. Okay, so if you want the background to be proper light, then just adjust your light properly. So for now, I just want to focus into the character's face. Okay, so yeah, and the exposure I want to add 8. So this will be my backlight. So you can see the light source is towards the backside of the direction. So I have to rotate it towards the character. 180. So once you add the backlight, what you can see is when you add backlight, you can see a rim over the light rims from the backside. Okay, so I have just added some basic light settings. Okay, so let's my render to complete. Okay, so you can then I can store this image for the step. So guys, I hope You are familiar with the texturing part by right now. This class we need more techniques related to the texturing part. Without texturing, I cannot do subsurface scattering. So that's why I have just holded this step in the initial classes. Okay, so by right now, I hope you guys are familiar with the Hypershade. Okay, Hypershade is here. I'll go to Windows, where you can find rendering editors and then Hypershade. I hope you have done this Hypershade things right now, right? So this is my render. Okay, here you can see the light intensity is too much. Okay, that's fine. We will adjust it later. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to save this image. Okay, for the future comparison. Okay, so I've saved the image here. Let's stop the render. And just close it. Yeah, this is here. So look at here. What are the textures we have for this image? Okay, so these all are the textures we have for the character. Okay, so in these textures, okay, these textures I will be using for subsurface scattering. Okay, so now I want to just explain you. Okay, so what are the things I'm going to use? Okay, so look at here. When I select the character, okay, I'm just selecting the uh, character's body. Okay, I'm just selecting the character's body here and going to the hyper shade. Okay, this is the hyper shade where we are going to work. Okay, I hope you guys are familiar with this interface. Okay, so guys, there are two methods where you can assign material to the object. Okay, so you know that. Okay, so you might have created a material, then you have added image. Okay, image over here, right? Okay, so this is a method. Okay, this is just old method. Okay, which all the artists have done from the beginning. Okay, so Maya, you all know that Maya is a node-based software. Okay, so I'm very comfortable with working with the nodes. Okay, I don't like to use the attributes here. Okay, even I use attribute in most of the time, but preferably I used to work with the nodes. Okay, so here you can see a node area. Okay, where you can find uh, the space where I can create nodes. So you can see here, this place is completely empty. And here I wanna choose some nodes. I'm whatever you can see here. Okay, whatever material you can see here, these all are nodes. Okay. In Photoshop, you can see here, whatever you are working with the Photoshop, it's a layer based. Okay, layer based software. And here it is um, node-based software. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to arrange a view where maybe you can close this up so that. Okay, so now you can see both Hypershade and the render. Okay, the render view. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to hit tab. Okay, press tab from the keyboard. Okay, and then type AI standard surface. So here you can create uh, a material. Okay, so you can see here I have created a new material. Okay, you can just rename it. Okay, AI body texture. Sorry. AI body. So here is added over in the front. Okay, AI body texture. So now what I'm gonna do is, okay, so I'm going to assign this material to the body part. So you can even select, guys, you know that, uh, look at here. So I want to select the body part. Okay, so I want to select the body. So you can see here. So I want to select the body. So you can click in the viewport, and then you can select your mesh, right? In the same case, when you click, make sure your render is running. Okay, when you click the render image in the particular place, the object will be selected in the viewport. Okay, I think you know that. Okay, if not, okay, now. Okay, so you can see here, I can select from the image event. That's why I told you Arnold is powerful. Okay, that's why the most of the artists in the industry, they use Arnold. There are more flexibility. Arnold gives us more flexibility than the other renders with the good output. So I have selected the body part. Okay, you can see here the body is selected. Now right click over here, assign material to the viewport selection. So when it is assigned, okay, so you can see here, um, I'm just having some white color kind of a feel, right? Yeah. So here, so now what I'm gonna do is make sure your AI body is selected. Okay, AI body material is selected, and under that you can find base color. Okay, base specular. You can see some. It has more specular. You can, if you want, you can reduce the specular even. Okay. So if you want, you can reduce the specular. Okay, for now, let it be whatever it is right now. Okay, now under that you can find subsurface under the material. You can understand that. Okay, AI body. We have renamed it the material, right? We have created a new material, AI standard surface, and we have renamed it. Just double click on the material and then move back to attribute editor, where you can find attributes of AI body. And then below that, you can find subsurface. Okay, sorry, subsurface. Yeah. So when you increase subsurface 0 to 1, okay, and the base color, I want to make it 0. This is 8.8. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, okay, so I wanna just, I wanna move back to now. For now, I'm just closing the hypershade. Okay, I'm going to disable the front lights. Okay, you can see here. I'm just going to keep the backlight alone. Okay, so look at here, go to channel box and make it 0. Okay, so here you can see I have to choose the material. Guys, make sure you always save your scene, because sometimes it just crashes. So look at here, I'm just reducing the specular and the base to 0. Okay. Okay. And here under the subsurface scattering, okay, I'm just increasing the subsurface scattering. And under this subsurface color, I'm going to choose some kind of red color. Okay, instead of doing this, okay, instead of doing this, let me show you the methods. Okay, then I will just explain you with this attribute. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, okay, I think it is becoming somewhat complicated. So I have just deleted. Uh, I have just deleted the. Let me enable the lights, everything. Okay, so I'm just I'm just uh, I'm just switching back to the initial stage. Okay, so nothing. Okay, so now I'm going to create a new a material called AI standard surface, and here I'm going to rename it as AI body. Okay, so that I can understand this is the shader which belongs to the body part. Okay, so now I want to just select the body part. Okay, you can see here. Okay, and right click on the material. Okay, in the node, and assign material to the viewport selection. So once it is done, so now you can see here I have some textures. Okay, so I have to add some color texture here. So drag the body color, drop here. Okay, where you can see I have a node. So if you find this type is very difficult, then just double click on the material. Okay, then under the color, under the color, you can just add it. Okay, add the file. Okay, so I always that's what I told you. I'm just assigning the image here. I think you might be familiar with the texturing part when you learned in the modeling and texturing. I hope you learned this how to handle the colors with how to handle the image texture with the material. Okay, so now you can see the output color. I'm going to drag the output color and add this to base color. So once it is added, now you can see the texture is visible right now. Okay, so nothing. I wanna just change the settings. So I don't want to change any settings. Okay, so you can see here another color we have added the texture, or you can choose this and you can add body color. Okay, so it's up to you. Okay, so how you gonna work? So the same texture. Okay, sorry. So so you can in the texture folder. Okay, under the source images, you can find these images. Okay, so this is what I'm just dragging and drop inside the hypershade. So now what I'm gonna do is I need to find roughness. Okay, so here is the roughness. So drag this roughness and drop in your hypershade. So here. So when you add roughness, okay, it will be added in, there will be a roughness on the skin. Okay, so that's why we have this roughness. So output color, I'm just trying to add this output color to diffuse roughness. Okay, when I drag this output color, you can see here the option is getting disabled. That means I cannot add it because this for this roughness, for diffuse roughness, I can only add a red channel. Okay, the color, okay, the image has RGB, right? Red, green, blue channel, right? So I can only connect this red channel to uh, diffuse roughness. Guys, remember, okay, just you can see here there is a plus symbol when you open it. Okay, you can find output color. Okay, RGB. So just take this R node and connect to the roughness. So when you connect that, okay, so I have we have got some roughness on the screen, some roughness on the scene. Okay, and the one more thing what I find is I find this has more intensity. It is more dark. Okay, when it is nearby. So I just made a little bit backside the color, the light to be a little bit far from the object. So once it is added, so now you can find um, specular. That is what is specular? Yeah, so it's here. So I want to just add this body privilege. Okay, this is a specular map. Okay, and the name is just a bit wrong. Okay, so here, okay, I want to just add this to specular color here. So here, take this output color and take and connect it to specular color. So when you add it, so now you can see the specular, the glossiness is missing. So now you can see here in the nose part, look into the nose part. When I disconnect it, okay, we had some specularity, right? So to avoid that, we have to add specular. Okay, so it is now fine. Okay, so once specular is added, okay, so now you can see here the object has a proper texture with the lighting part. Okay, now the next things we have to add is subsurface scattering. So now switch back to AI body material. Okay, AI body material over here under the base. Okay, we have added all the base, specular, everything. If you want to adjust some more roughness, all those things, you can do it. But I recommend you not to uh, touch the settings unless it is necessary. Okay, now you can find subsurface scattering. Okay, the weight is 0. When I move this value from 0 to 1, you can find the color of the object is missing. So you can see here, the base color will be missing. Okay, the base color will be changed to white. You can see here. It's still rendering. Yeah, still rendering. So you can see that the color is getting missed here. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to use some minimal value, okay, where I can find these proper one. Okay, so here you can see that the subsurface, the light rays hits in on the surface, and it just reflects with the value, and it just emit outside, transmit outside the object. Okay, that's what we are looking right now. So to look into the proper subsurface, what we have to do is we have to work with hypershade. We have to work with the shader right now. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to add one more texture here. You can see here body SSS color. Okay, body SSS color. Okay, and the last one, whatever we used is SSS 11. It is not SSS 11. It is specular. Okay, I forgot to rename it. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to drag body SSS color and drop over here. Now you can see here. Okay, I'm just going to add into I'm going to add into a subsurface color. You can see there is three subsurface. One is subsurface color, and subsurface radius. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is you can see here in the subsurface you have subsurface color and subsurface radius. If you want to add an image into subsurface color, then you have to choose from here, and you can choose the file. The same thing I'm doing from here. Okay, so I have added the color, and I'm just going to add output color to subsurface color. Once I add it, you can find this is added over here. You can see here the color, the subsurface color is added, right? So this is what, okay, this is what I'm doing. It is not, this is a style of working with the hypershade, guys. Whatever you learned, okay, under the checker box, you can find the color. Okay, you can find the file, you can choose the image file. That is also, that method also fine. It's up to you how you want to work. So when I add subsurface scattering here, okay, subsurface color. Okay, now switch back to body AI body material. Okay, AI body material. Okay, under that subsurface here. Okay, now what I want to do is to show you more. I don't have work right now here, so to show you more example, okay, proper example. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hide these two lights. I just want to keep the light from the back side, that is backlight. Okay, you can see here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some weight. Okay, once you add the weight, okay, in the radius, I want to change the color to some kind of red color. Okay, you can see here the red color. And now make sure once you change the color, okay, change this type under the subsurface. Okay, you can find type. Under that, it is selected as a diffusion. Change this to random walk. Okay, once you change this to random walk, okay, let's wait the render to be completed. Now you can see that light is hitting towards inside. Okay, and even I can see the object from the front side. You can see here, am I right? Okay, and look into the ear part. This is what we needed. Okay, when you hit torch light from the backside of the ear, you can see some red light transmitting towards from the front. Okay, you can see the ear is glowing with the red color. Even in the hand, you can hit the light beam. You can see your hand is glowing. That is called subsurface scattering. Okay, that is what the example it is. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to add the scale. If you add the more scale, when you add more scale, that means uh, the radius, the radius will be increased. Okay, so I want to just need some dark red. Okay, the scale means this all three is directly proportional to all the values. So whatever you change it, okay, it will affect your output. So now you can see over the ear. Okay, it has some kind of glow in the ear. You can see here the light is just just transfusing towards inside it is just getting subsurface scattering and transforming trans towards the outside, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to enable the front two lights. Then you can see that look at here. You can find some glow on the edge part. Okay, so I want to work with the minimal scale value. Okay, so let's wait for the render to be complete. So you can see the render part is done. Okay, so I have changed some values. Okay, so you can see the value of the subsurface scattering. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to just make some comparison. Okay, so look at here. Okay, look into this render part. Okay, this is the final render which we used with subsurface scattering. The subsurface scattering is enabled. When the weight is 0, that means subsurface scattering is off. When it has some value, then means subsurface scattering has some penetration of the light inside the object. Okay, so why we added radius as red color? Because you know that the light hits inside the body part and it just take the blood color and it glows outside. As I told you, when you hit the light beam towards the ear, you can see a red color nearby on the surface of the ear. Okay, you can see that ear is glowing. Okay, the same. Okay, when you see that, this looks quite unrealistic. Okay, so we have added you can see in the color tone, skin tone has some kind of realism, right? So you can see here, this is what about subsurface scattering. You can see here the ear part. Okay, look into that. Some light beam, the light beam which is from the back side, it hits on the surface and it just scattered outside with the object detail, the color detail inside the object. This is what subsurface scattering is. Okay, so this is what about subsurface scattering. Okay, so now this works only because you have subsurface scattering color. That means this texture, you can see here, because of this texture. Okay, this is what this part is working. Okay, so I'll tell you how to work with, how to create this texture. You can see that, okay, the base color, the body color and the subsurface color texture is same. Wait, so you can see here, this is a body color. This texture is used when the character render is this one. Okay, in the initial stage. Okay, when I included subsurface scattering, okay, color, That means it gave me the output something like this. Okay, so how can I make this kind of texture? Okay, it's simple. You can see here. Okay, this region has some black, right? So it just added red color on the top of diffuse map. Okay, this is a diffuse map. So on the top of diffuse map, they added a red color. Okay, and the eye part, ear part, it is more highlighted with the dark. Okay, wherever you can find the dark, okay, filled with the black, it will just add subsurface scattering. Okay, so I'll show you how to create this map. Okay, in the overview. I hope you know how to work with, by looking into the image, I understand that you know how to work with the Photoshop, am I right? So, so I told you this is a diffuse map and this is subsurface scatter color on the top of diffuse map. Just red color is added. That's it. Nothing else. Red color is added and it has added with screen. Okay, that's it. So this is what today's class about. Okay, how to add subsurface scattering. Okay, and this part, okay, this is called UV texturing. Okay, this is UV texturing. UV texturing is very important. I hope you know or you understand these terms. Okay, so if not, you will be learning in your modeling part, modeling and texturing. In the texturing part, you will learn UV texturing. Okay, so you know that. Okay, so this is here UV part. Okay, so this is what about the today's class. Okay, so let me show you how to create subsurface scattering map in your Photoshop. Okay, so that you can create for any character. Okay, so guys, this is the final render. You can see here. Okay, this is beginning and this is now. So when you add more detail into the render part, if you add more settings, all those things, your image will get more realistic. I have some noise, you can see here, because I didn't added any samples. Okay, the light samples. Okay, you can see here. All the lights sample is just one. Okay, see, the sample is one for the area light. So I didn't added samples to reduce, because if I add samples, the render time will increase. Okay, so if you want to get this image into a high resolution with more detail, then you can add some more render setups. Okay, detailed render setup, whatever we learned in the previous classes. Okay, so here I'll show you how to work with the Photoshop. So I have opened body color PNG image. Okay, the UV image in my Photoshop. Okay, so to add those kind of red tint. Okay, so to add kind of those red thing, there are many methods, but just I will show you my method. Okay, go to in the layer. Okay, in the layer. Okay, you can find the option here where you can create a solid color. Okay, create a solid color. I want to just add red color. So I'm going to choose the red. Okay, just click OK. So once you added the red color, now go to blending options. Under that, you can find overlay. So once you add overlay, okay, if you find the red color is too much, then you can reduce some more opacity in between 80 to 90. Then this will be your subsurface scattering map, this map. Okay, so this is what we created right now. You can see here. Okay, this is what, right? So both are same, right? So you have to just choose the proper color, the same color, and you can reduce some opacity, and that's it. So this is how we create the subsurface scattering map in Photoshop. So these things, how to create this map is It's purely based on UV texturing. Okay, that I hope you know in 3D class, right? 3D modeling class. Okay, so this is what about today's class, guys. Okay, so subsurface scattering. Okay, so end of the class. Okay, so now if you have any doubt, okay, please ask me. Okay, so this is what to add more detail into the in the in the in the scene or model or character. You have to use these kind of advanced options. So that's what I'm just introducing you in this in the later classes. Okay, so guys, please be familiar with all these options, all these techniques. Okay, please practice. Okay, then bye.